All right, what I want to talk about today is sort of rethinking how the foot is cued during different movements in the gym. So,
in
last couple days,
miles, take toward Wright Patterson Air Force Base Area B and call
I've been doing a sort of experiment where I'm already, every 6 hours while I'm awake, I'm already doing wall sit iso, like 4 sets of 30 seconds with a 2-minute rest wall sit iso as part of the patellar tendinopathy rehab to just keep pain down and to get load through the tendon. Because 6 hours is basically the refractory period for like tendinocytes or whatever from the Keith Barr research. And then I'm also doing a 10-second iso for my calves to strengthen the Achilles tendon, because I know my Achilles tendon is healthy, which is why it's 10 seconds, not 30, also from the Keith Barr research. And that's just to prevent any problems with the Achilles down the line, especially if I want to do more jumping and stuff like that. And what I started adding yesterday as well is when I'm doing those isos, I'll also do 4 sets of a 10-second maximal short foot isometric. And a short foot, the exercise is basically where you take your foot, imagine this is my foot with this being the arch, and you try to basically contract the arch as much as possible. Like you try, and you make your foot shorter literally, because it goes from being flat to like shortening, from developing the arch to raising the arch as much as possible. And the reason I think that exercise could be so beneficial for hypermobile people is, like in the last video I was talking about how hypermobile people tend to have flatter feet, but it's not necessarily like feet that are stuck flat, it's just feet that are flat because the muscle needs to do more work to hold the foot up. So I think what that isometric hold of the short foot could be doing is that over time the muscles will learn how to be in a more contracted state and how to contract better, so that even when you're not doing that max hold, like it might be before when you're just walking around or resting, when you're just walking around normally, your arch muscles were like 0% contracted. But after doing the short foot holds every 6 hours for like a few days or a few weeks, I think it's that basically when you're just walking around, your body will naturally know how to contract that muscle, maybe at like 10 or 20%, which will then lead to just a better gait and more stability. And I also think this is something I'm going to start doing in the gym, where this is something I'm going to cue, especially during any like lower body or a full body lift like a deadlift or a squat, is I'm going to actively contract the arch muscles of the foot. And the way I kind of think of it is like, it's very analogous to how like your scapula works on a dip. So we know that to keep like the shoulder in a safe position on a dip, you want to cue the scapula to push down and forward during the whole dip. Now, does that mean your scapula like doesn't move at all when you're going up on the dip? No, it's gonna move, but you want that down and forward pressure to kind of keep it stable. You want to be thinking in your head down and forward, even though it's gonna come up and back a little bit. And I think that it's the same thing with the arch. Like we know, like when the knee tracks forward, when it goes forward, like over the toe, or like the ankle goes into dorsiflexion, that the foot is naturally going to flatten out, go from like being arched to kind of flattening out as the knee comes forward. But that doesn't mean you want your foot to be totally relaxed to get that knee to track forward for a squat. It's like you still want to be actively arching, but you just kind of let it out slowly. You actively arch your foot, but you let it out in a controlled way as you go down into a squat. So that's something I'm going to be experimenting with. And I think that combined with, because I was trying to do that before, but the problem is I didn't have enough of a connection with my foot. But I think that's what doing the short foot every 6 hours could do, is that building that sort of knowing how that muscle feels in isolation and then putting it together with a full body, like lower body compound, I think that could be really promising. So I'm going to be continuing to experiment with that and probably make another update on that at some point and see how that feels. Also at some point, probably film like an actual
In
video
2
demo.
miles, take exit 15 toward Wright-Patterson Air Force Base
Like actually
Area
film
B
a video
and
demo
Glen
to
Highway.
demo how it's supposed to look. But basically, yeah, short foot ISO every 6 hours. Started doing that yesterday. Alright, so quick update. Just did my first leg workout. This is 2 days,
Use the right
day and a
2
half
lanes to take the I-675
after I started
south
implementing the short foot ISO hold about 2 to 3 times a day with at least 6 hours between.
Continue for half a mile.
And basically, how it works is like if I'm working out in the afternoon, I'll only hit the morning short foot ISO. I won't do another one in the afternoon because there has to be basically at least 6 hours for like the refractory period for isometrics. So I did, I think 2 or 3 sessions yesterday, and then 1 session the day before that, and then I did a session this morning as well. So overall, I definitely noticed it. It's like I feel that foot connection more because I did squats today, and I actually was able to squat ass to grass for the first time since the ankle surgery, and my ankle mobility was like solid with the like contracting the arch of the foot as hard as I can. It's like the ankle mobility, the ankle like was not locking up at all. So I think I might be on something here where it's like, I think like maximal isometrics, if you're hypermobile, they are not only it like teaches your body how to like align itself properly, but I think it's also a proprioceptive thing where the maximal isometric, since hypermobile individuals have a dampened proprioception, it's like you have to go like all out on the isometric and like really go squeeze as hard as you can and then your brain actually registers, like the squeeze is actually strong enough for your brain to register. And another thing about isometrics is they are like very safe on the joints and very quick recovery. Like that's why I'm able to do them like multiple times a day. So I think isometric, I'm definitely going to explore this more, try to do them more different types of isometrics as well, because so far I've only done them for the lower body and at like sort of normal angles, but I think it could be interesting to also try some like different upper body isometrics. Like I know there's actually a device I saw online. It's basically like a rope with like adjustable lengths where you can set it up to like hit a lot of different types of isometrics, overcoming isometrics at different angles. So, and I think doing like getting to the point where it's like a full body circuit of different isometrics at different angles and doing that like 2-3 times a day. And then if you're doing working out that body part that afternoon, then you would skip the isometric for that body part. But I think that's like probably a super fast way to build like that proprioception like in a really effective way for hypermobile people. So I'm definitely gonna keep doing that, keep working on that, and probably make some more videos. Probably make a video actually demoing what I'm talking about at some point. But I think this is I might be on something. This might have a lot of potential.